Okay, the ID is 952042168, and there's a password. Do you need that?
Yeah, you have to read the password.
Yes, 7287.
Okay. Okay, yep, that's coming through.
Okay.
Okay, so we're looking at the report setup.
Yes, I just wasn't sure what else I needed to do. Paul indicated about how I needed to set up the subject order as to how they'll appear in the reports. But I must confess, I'm a bit lost as to how it's all going to come together, so I'm not quite sure where I'm going with it. So I thought if you could just give me an overview of everything and maybe run through it and so I can actually see how it's going to look.
Yep, I can go through that.
Thank you.
Okay, so first of all, you've got all your subjects up, so you've got subjects and classes and students enrolled in those classes.
I haven't finished doing that. We've got some set up, but yeah, we haven't completed.
Yeah, okay, as long as the subjects are there, we don't technically we don't need the students in there until you come to actually putting the results in.
Okay.
We can continue on with the report set up without students in the classes.
Okay.
The main thing is, in order to proceed with setting up a report card, we just have to have the subjects, but not necessarily classes and students just yet.
Okay.
So it changes to see where that was up to.
Right.
Okay, so we're looking at the report card. Basically, all of the setup for the report is done in the setup subjects.
Okay.
And the information from these other areas, so your criteria types, report categories, result types, and data comment types, and all that, they're all just components of the setup of the report.
Okay.
So we'll start by having a look in here. Okay, yep, so we've got our subjects all listed in here.
I think those ones at the top are like the header ones for each grade level, and then the paces are as well as the headers, is my understanding how the...
Yep, so that's how we usually set it up. Okay, so what we'll do, basically the way it works is we've got, let's go back to that one here. There shouldn't be really anything you need to do on this format tab.
Okay.
Excuse me. This format tab is kind of left over from School Pro 1 and DLE version, and it's not really used for anything now. We used to have things from this report construction on the format tab, but we don't have that anymore. So you don't really need to worry about doing anything on this format tab.
Okay.
The way it basically works is we have our main subjects, or our sort of header subjects listed in here. Any subject that you are going to be reporting on, and we need to have that. Is this the semester 1 report we're working on?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so that's semester 1. So yeah, every subject that we're going to be reporting on for semester 1 needs to have a report construction record in here.
Okay.
So by that, I just mean that we need to add a record in. Is there any particular level that you have been working on so far?
I think I have been doing just the math, English, social studies and science in the lower levels. Yeah, I haven't done any of those other electives.
Yes, okay. So what sort of lower?
Yeah, I think I've done up to year 7.
Okay. So let's just have a look somewhere here. Okay, so we've got, we'll just find our...
Yeah, I've done math, English, social studies and science. I haven't done any of those others there.
Okay.
So,
I'm just not seeing the
no, I'm not either. Oh, that might be it, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so what we do need to do in here, and we have got a year 1 there, so you'll see that this has a report construction record.
Okay.
So we've got all these details here. Any subject that you're going to be reporting on just needs to have that report construction record, and you add that in just by clicking the add button,
Right.
and that gives us these details. And this is where that subject order was coming into play that Paul was talking about. So we've got the subject order there, so that's where you specify what order you want those subjects to be in on the report.
I think what I was doing, I actually forgot to change the year, and I think it was, or it may have been on semester 2, because I didn't even look up there until I got part way through, and then I realised, oh, yeah, I was.
Yeah, okay.
So, and then I asked him if I needed to do it for both semesters, and apparently I do. But once I've done that, it can just carry over into the next year. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so what we put in here is just specific to the semester. When we go to 2015, they'll already be set up.
Okay.
So you shouldn't need to worry about doing that another time.
All right.
So you need to go through and just add records in there for these ones for semester 1.
Yeah.
And just a matter of clicking the subject and clicking the add button, and then just update that subject order to be the order that you want it to come in.
Now, do I need to do that for every PACE as well? Like within, these are the header subjects. So
Yep.
then do I need to do that for every PACE unit that we're going to have a percentage on, so that it has an order on the report?
I believe so, but what
Yeah.
you can do is once you have, if you are wanting to report on all these subjects, so if you have them all listed here, we don't actually have to go through one by one and do that. We have this copy records option down the bottom.
Oh, okay.
And so you'll see here that you can say create construction records, and that'll create it for 2014 semester 1 for all the subjects that are listed in this panel over on the side here. So you could do all of them at once.
Ah, okay. So will it automatically give them a column and subject order then?
It works in a subject order, but
Okay.
I don't think all your cases need to have a subject order because they're all going to get grouped under the header subject.
Oh, I see.
So,
Right.
Yeah, so you only really need to give the subject order to these ones, and then your cases will get grouped in
Okay.
under those.
I'm with you. Thank you.
The only other things you need to be aware of on here, generally in this report construction record, everything should have the show on report ticked, that we're showing on the report. The only time that's ever unticked is if for some reason you had a subject that you wanted to record a result for, but it wasn't printing out on the report, then you leave that unticked. But
Okay.
just get ticked for everything.
Yeah.
Include withdrawn students. What that will do is, you probably notice when you're putting students into classes in the subjects module, they get put in for a date range. And if a student moves during these during the year, they get set to withdraw.
Okay.
What that means is that if we get to the end of semester 1 and there are some students who had withdrawn 2 or 3 weeks before the end of semester 1, if you want to produce a report for them, then you just need to make sure that include withdrawn students in report is ticked.
Okay.
If that isn't ticked, then you won't be able to report on those students.
Right. Okay.
That subject. So again, often that would be ticked there. There may be some instances where you might have had a student that withdrew only 2 weeks into the subject, and you don't want to include them, but there's a student who left only 2 weeks before the end, and you do want to include them. Obviously, they're both withdrawn, so we either have to leave both of them out or put both of them in.
Right.
What we would do is we'd tick that to include both of them, and then we can always easily delete or remove the other students
From the
from the end
layout.
result.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, anytime you've got a withdrawn student in the subject, just have that tick. And a lot of schools would just always leave that
Yes.
for all of their subjects.
Yeah. Okay.
Just so you know as well, when you do this create construction records button, it's actually copying whatever setup you have in here to all the other subjects. So if you get one of these set up correctly, with all the details that you want, and so you could sort of set a default order in there that you would then go and change, but it probably doesn't suppose to just leave it blank.
Okay.
And then when you create that construction record, it will add in for all the other subjects, and it will have the same settings you had on this one.
Right. Okay. And then you can just put in the column and subject order.
Yeah, I don't know that you'll actually need to worry about the column. Have you been told that you need the column?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I might just quickly do, I'm guessing that you've probably got a ticket open with Paul related to
I
this
have.
issue.
If we have a look at a semester 2, because I was doing them all in semester 2, Oh, maybe I didn't do the columns. No, maybe it was just the subject.
Yeah, usually the only time we actually need columns is if you were doing sort of a report where a subject was just in columns. So if you had like math side by side with English or something on a report, that's where
Okay.
we need to have that column one.
I had a feeling I was doing something with paces then in, maybe not.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find
Yeah.
if there's anything ticket related to that.
Sorry, it's been a couple of weeks, so.
Sorry?
It's just been a couple of weeks since I looked at it, so yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's okay. Yeah, what I might do is once we've sort of had a look at the actual report.
Actually, yeah, I've just found the email. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've got it up on my screen. Can you see that?
Yep, okay, yep, and that's got a ID on it, so I'll have me track down.
Yeah.
34637. I'll just bring that up on my screen.
All right.
So
Yeah.
that's side by side as we go through it. Yep, okay. That one. So header subject math needs to have a report order. The page subject needs to have okay. So the page subject needs to have a report column
Okay.
order set, whereas the header needs to have the subject order set. The page subjects don't need a order number, but they do need a report column order. Yep, okay. So what that means is that for all of these header ones, you only need the subject order.
Yeah.
But for the paces, you will need to just go through and put in the column order for them. So just sort of starting the first one, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
So could I do like 10.1 and something like that? I don't. Is there a specified format that I need to stick to, or?
I don't. I would try to not do decimal places just because putting decimal places can mean a specific thing. For instance, when we put the decimal place in the order in the criteria outcomes, so if we had like a 10.1, 10.2, 10.3, and then a 20.1, 20.2, 20.3, that would indicate the first row, first column, first row, second column, first row, third column.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any implication. I've never actually tried to put decimal places.
Okay.
So that column there, and it's possible just an integer, so it's possible it won't actually let you put a decimal place.
Okay. I was just trying to work out how it would affect and where, how it would go, because obviously for some paces, like they're going to go from 1 to 144. So the column is going to get to be quite a big number. So can I just do like...
You could just do 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine.
That's okay. All right.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
The only reason why I sometimes spread it out to sort of 10, 20, 30, 40 is just so that like if you did have 144 of them and you number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you decide you need to put another booklet up after number 1, it means you've got to renumber all the other.
I understand. Yeah. Okay. All right.
So that's the only reason why we tend to do that, is because we could just make something 15, so it goes between 10 and 20.
Yes.
That's the renumber everything.
Okay.
Yeah, with the paces, probably not so much of an issue because they are all ordered anyway, so it's very unlikely we're going to have to put something between sort of 51 and 52 or something.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't see there'd be a problem with that.
All right.
The other, I'm just wondering whether it would be worthwhile. Do they have an individual number? I'm just thinking you could possibly even use the number of the booklet there.
Okay.
So just have it match
All right.
that one. I'll just quickly add.
Can you do letters as well? Because some of them have like 1045A for math Australian.
Okay.
So
yeah, no, that would
muck it up.
We don't have a number in here. So yeah, you might just be better off doing your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
In there. It's a bit odd as well that it's not. Read that it's not in.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not going in the numeric order there.
Yeah, usually these usually it just sorts these alphabetically. Yeah, usually it's these in alphabetical order, so I'm not sure why it's gone.
Yeah, I don't know either. They've always been like that.
Okay, let's just doing it. Yeah, they'll all be the same. Like I know it does do it by the level that they're associated with, but because these are all associated with any year level. Yeah, it seemed to change. Like while I was watching it, it actually seemed to change order. So I think when you first open it, it is ordering it correctly. It may have been when it did that sort of refresh and the auto save that it went out of order.
Okay.
But yeah, I would have expected that when you first went in here, that should be appearing in the correct order, and it does seem to be okay there now. That one's not quite, but I think that's because
yeah.
So we just put 30 at the top instead of the middle there. So yes, the steps here would be to obviously copy the report construction record for all the other subjects based on this one, and then go through the subject order for these header ones, and then the column order for all the page ones.
Okay.
Unfortunately, as I said, you're going to have to do this once. Next year, you won't have to do it again.
Yes.
Because it will remember for this year.
Right. Okay. Good.
Okay, so I'll just see if there's anything else in particular that Paul had put in here that's a little bit different to what you do, or what might normally be done.
So we can put the comment types and things in here, just general,
Yeah, so what sort of comments do you have on the report?
I really don't know. I'd have to talk to the teachers, about what they normally put on. I don't actually have anything to do with their reporting,
Okay.
so I'll have to just get something, if they have generic comments that they want added in.
Yeah. Just so you know, when it comes to the subject header ones, you'll see only put the comment against the subject header, not against the individual paper.
Right. Yes.
There's two. Not really. I guess the other one is really a comment. But if the teachers are wanting to have an outline, so just something that details what was covered in that subject,
right,
or what they studied, you can put that into this course outline section down the bottom here.
Oh, okay. Right.
So that's not specific, like it's the same for every child, but just so that in English you could say in English we learned. I don't know.
Yeah. Whatever they learn.
So it's just a description of what they did in that class. If they want to include that sort of description on the report, that goes into this outline section.
Okay, great.
And then in the comment type, if the teacher is going to be recording a comment, we usually have, check in here if we do have a comment type. So I'll see what comment type we've got. We usually have a class teacher one. Yep, so we've got a class teacher one there. I'll just tick that checkbox because class teacher should be a class comment type. There's two sort of categories or types of comments that we can have. We've got ones that are associated with a class, and that's where the comment is specific to a particular class or subject.
Right.
So like the English teacher wants to put in an English comment. The other option, general comments, that's for if you want to do like a principal comment or something. So a principal comment isn't going to be specific to any particular subject. It's going to be a general comment for that student as a whole. And so ones like the principal comment we have set as a general comment.
Okay.
in here. So you just have to keep in mind. So the class comments, the class comment type, those ones are the ones that we assign.
Okay.
Oh, my connection's dropped out, so I'll just reconnect. Yeah, so if all you need is a place for the teacher to put a comment in, then all you need to do is just add the class teacher comment to the subject header one.
Okay.
If they do want other ones, you'll see that you can just add as many as you want in there. So some schools might have one where the teacher wants to put in some recommendations for some students, and so you can set recommendations up as a comment type. If it's because it would be going into the subject section, it would still be considered a class comment type.
Okay.
So see that sort of thing there, and so we can have two different types. Just because there's two there doesn't mean the teacher has to enter both of them. We can get it to either show or hide the comment based on whether or not the teacher's entered anything.
Okay.
So it won't need to be blank
Right.
if they haven't entered anything for a comment.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, we've got our report construction and our comment type. So those are two things we need to set up. Just to go through the other checkboxes here. This special report, you don't need to worry about that at all. It doesn't matter if it's teacher or unteach.
Okay.
That doesn't actually have any effect now. Show empty criteria. Generally, we always leave that one ticked. What it basically means is if we had sort of 5 criteria on here, the only time we leave that unticked is if you want the teacher to be able to choose whether or not some of those criteria didn't appear on the report. So the difference is that if we have that ticked, it means that all the criteria will always show on the report, regardless of whether they've got a result entered or not. If we have that unticked, then it means that the ones that don't have any result entered won't show up on the report at all. So if you had 5 outcomes and it was going into a table on the report, and so there's 5 rows in that table, if the teacher had only entered 3 results and this was ticked, it would still show all 5 criteria on the report. But if this was unticked, then it would only show those 3 criteria that have results entered.
Yeah, so it's good to have it there so teachers know that there's nothing there, and the student knows. Yeah.
So yeah, generally we'd have that one ticked, and that one ticked. That's the usual setup that we would have.
Okay. Good.
Okay, do you want me to go ahead and do a copy of that to all of the other ones now?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
So we'll double check 2014 semester 1. And we'll copy that over to all the others. Quite a few there, so hopefully it won't take too long. Okay, so that's now done.
Okay, great.
So now all you need to do is go through and just put in the subject order for the main subject and then column order for your papers.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the setup process. Now, what happens is as you go through and get this setup completed, that's when you can then start going through and preparing the reports. Now, when you prepare the reports, that's basically making the place available for the teachers to start entering the results through the enter results screen.
Okay.
So until you do the prepare report, the teachers can't see that subject or anything when they're going to enter results.
Right.
When you prepare the report, you can do a whole lot of subjects at once. So you could just grab a whole group of subjects. You don't need to prepare the report for your individual PACE subjects.
Okay.
Or the PACE booklet. The students get added into them automatically, so you don't need to go through and set those ones up. This is only for the headed subjects.
Okay.
And so all you do is you set the year and the period. Then once you knew you'd finish off some subjects, you just go through here and you might select one or a group of subjects or something. And so you can just control click or shift click and just select a group. Once you select them, you would then just hit the prepare student results, and I would go through and just prepare that so that teachers can then get access to it through the enter results screen.
Okay. And they can do that via the web version, can't they? Can they?
They can. They can do the entry of the results for these header subjects through the web interface. The difficulty is with the paces, because the way the paces work with these header subjects, that subject is set up in the subjects module, and it has a class, and it has all those students in the class all ready to go. So we know everyone that's doing one English, and so when we prepare the report, it can see which students are doing that subject based on the class, and it creates the place to enter the results in there.
Okay.
Now, the difficulty is that we never quite know when students are going to be up to in their booklet.
Right.
So we don't want to go through every subject and work out which students need to be added to which booklet in the subjects module.
Okay.
So what we actually do, this ad hoc result entry, which was put in here specifically for the PACE one, it allows us to basically do everything automatically. So when we're using this form here, and we select a year and a period, we specify the students, and then we specify a subject. I won't actually go through and do this, but just give you an idea of what happens. When you've specified the student and a subject and an assessment item and hit the add assessment item stuff in there, that's actually enrolling that student in the class. So it's doing the part of the subject module that you normally have to do for everyone.
Right.
It's also then doing a prepare report for that subject with that assessment item. So it's doing the equivalent of the prepare report, so you don't have to do that prior to entering the result.
Okay.
And then the results are entered through here.
Okay.
So it's taking care of enrolling the students in the class and also preparing the report.
Okay.
So that's why you don't need to do prepare reports for the individual PACEs, folks.
Okay.
It's not a very good example because it wouldn't actually do it for a header subject. We would just be doing it for one of the PACE subjects in here.
Okay.
So yeah, this is a special one. I'll have to double check. I didn't think this was a Office web interface yet. I thought they had to use this one to do that, so the pages have to be done through this one.
That's okay.
But all the others can be done through the web interface.
That's okay. We have it's really has been done mainly by the admin staff in Atherton anyway, so they'll just continue with that.
Yeah. So they'll continue using that ad hoc.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the report construction, we've got the comment type. The only other thing is the criteria outcome. I'm just going to have a look. Has Paul done a template up for you yet?
I thought that he had done that, and yeah, I needed to set up all of the reports in this part before I could actually see how it all looks on the template.
Yeah, we need to have some sort of results in to be able to see it. What I might just quickly do though is I should be able to see what was set up. Did he say, I can't see anything in that particular email about it.
Okay.
Did he say he had done it for a particular year level or anything?
I don't recall that actually. I'll have a look and see if I've got something else here. Okay.
Yeah,
no, well, I have one. I have one from Todd on the 28th of February, and it says it's because there's the report template does not exist inside School Pro 2. I think that was that was the ticket 34637. That one. Oh, you can probably see it there.
Okay, I see that there now. Okay, let's just have a quick look. I'll see if we do have the template in there. So I'll just jump back and see if we can see what we've got specified in here. Okay, so student progress report. Okay, and that's the same for everything there. Okay, I'll just see what we've got as far as that report goes. Okay, so we've got one in here called Student Progress Report. Here's what we've got in the layout for that one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that looks like it has been done. Oh, I assume that's what your header looks like?
I think so, yeah.
So we just need to prepare something to do a bit of a merge there. Yep, okay, so let's follow up that report.
So that the teacher name on the bottom, would that be dictated by the student record and who is their main
That was
teacher?
just a name, a sort of coordinator name that goes at the bottom of the entire report. I didn't see if there was a teacher name per subject.
Okay, so that's we input that data somewhere.
Yeah, I'll see if that is getting it from anywhere.
Oh, it's just a
Yeah, no, it's
text.
just plug in there. So
Okay.
different students are going to have a different regional coordinator.
Yes, but that's
Yep.
okay.
We can work out once we've got sort of some of the setup done a little
That's
bit more.
right.
We should be able to work out a way of getting these
That's
really
right.
tough names
Just tidy up.
Then I
Yeah.
would often do just select role classes. So
Okay.
the role class, we'd have a role picture, and that would show in there. So we should be able
Okay.
to use that next to the regional coordinator.
All right.
Okay, so yes, we do have a template in there.
Good.
There's still probably not any easy way just yet that we can get that up on the screen. What we actually need to do to preview that is to have at least one subject with the setup done. So just to get an idea, are you only recording a result for your papers? Do you have any other results that you record for the subject?
I don't know, to be honest. I think
do you have a sample of what your complete report would look like?
I think I did have one. Yeah, and that was it did only used to have PACE results, but
Yep.
it was my understanding that we were also going to be adding in other reporting for things that don't have PACEs.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you may need to do, certainly that template that I was looking at there, that does only have the PACE for those PACE results.
Okay.
And it doesn't look like it's set up yet to accommodate any other kind of subject layout for the non-PACE subject.
Okay.
So what we probably need to get you to do is if that sort of format has been finalised, if you email that through to us, and we'll need to modify that template to be able to accommodate the non-PACE subject.
Yeah, I think there was going to be like a second page or something that had subjects that are not PACEs, so that would be more like it would have comments and a final grade, and like obviously the criteria and the outcomes would have to be more input for those.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
So if that's the case, if you do end up having some other results that you're recording for a subject, so it's going to be in the subject header that aren't related to the paid booklet. Then what you do is for your non-paid subjects, and I assume that's the ones that are back in this area.
Yes.
So for these subjects, what you will need to do is the same sort of thing. So we still have a report construction record for them. If the teacher is putting a comment in, we still have to have the comment type set in there. But then we also need to have the criteria outcomes.
Yes.
So this is where we list all different criteria that we'd be storing, or that we want listed for that subject.
Yes. Okay.
And that's just a matter of we create a master list of all of our criteria.
Okay.
That's in this section here. And basically, a criteria is made up of anything here.
I don't know that I've set anything up.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like there's any criteria in here yet.
No.
But let's just say that you, as an example, you had a English subject and you had a criteria that was spelling and a criteria that was listening and so on, and a criteria that was writing. You'd add a record in here for writing, listening, like that. So you'd add them all into there. This master list, you don't need to add them multiple times just because they might be getting used to multiple subjects. So if you've got just the same criteria going to be used for all your subjects, you just enter them once in here, and then once you've got them in here, you can then start assigning them to the subject where they need to be used.
Okay.
So they may just be assigned to the non-paid subject,
Right.
whereas your paid subject will just be getting the paid layout. So the best thing to do there is if you were able to get sort of a mock-up of what you wanted that to look like.
Okay. Yes.
So just do it in Word or something.
Yeah.
And send that through, and that way we stand up on Word.
Yes. Okay. All right. I'll check with Floyd about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the only other thing we can really do, so until we are able to prepare at least one subject, using that prepare report, we can't really get a preview of what the report is going to look like, just because we need some sort of data there.
That's right.
Which may mean criteria or something, so some sort of data to be able to preview a report. Actually, what I may be able to do, I may be able to get around that a little bit. Let's just go to English. Okay, I'll just try preparing a report for this one English. So 2014 semester 1.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it had like ramifications if I played around a bit and did something like that.
If you were to do the prepare reports, there is an undo, but a delete option as well. So if you did do something in here and you need to undo it, you can go through the delete class result.
Okay.
Select those same classes and just delete all of the result records. So we can basically undo
Okay.
something has been done here. So what I'll do is I'll just prepare this one subject to start with. So we prepare some results for that one. Okay, it's not finding any students in there.
No, I may not have done any for 2014 actually.
Yep, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this particular step we can't do until we do have students in classes.
Yes.
So we can't really see a generated report until we've got this done, and we can't do this until we've got students in classes.
That's okay.
So first one, try. And as I said, what we'd often recommend doing is just try and get at least one subject set up completely.
Yes.
So you just get a class in one English, get students into that class, set it all up in the set up subject section in your report card, and then you can do a prepare report on that one subject. Then we can have a look at how it's preparing on the report.
Okay.
But we just need to get that sort of data in there before we can preview anything.
So it will. What about if there's no results entered? Will it?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
And that's what that show empty criteria check does.
I see. Yeah.
So it'll still produce the report, but there won't be any results on it.
Okay. All right. Oh, that sounds good. Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah, that gives me more of an idea. And even just having a look at that template, at least I sort of have a picture. It looks pretty much how our other reporting used to be. So.
Yeah. So
yeah.
just I'll have a quick look at that again, just to go into a bit more detail. Basically, what it's going to do is okay, it only has a one row in there, but basically this row represents a subject.
Right.
And so each, there'll be one row for each of the header subjects that you've got. And then all these columns, that's why we need to have that column count. So these columns are going to represent the pages.
Okay.
In there. So the page results are going to go in that one, and so it's going to be a mark. That goes in that bottom section. It's got some results in here, just some example sample data that will get overwritten when the actual report is produced. So we have our overall subjects, and then we have the results for each of the pages. Now, if you did have more results for that subject, so maybe you want to actually have a title that says the subject name, and then under that you want to have some other sort of marks or something. So maybe you want to include attitude and effort for a subject as well as just having the page results.
Okay.
We can make this section bigger so that you'd have maybe a heading for the subject, the teacher's name for who taught it. Then you might have a table that shows some attitude and effort criteria, and you might have that showing as a good.
Yeah, that would actually
good
yeah, well, that actually may, because we have to do A to E reporting, and that's I think what they were looking at getting onto the second page as well as the non-page subjects. But if we can get the A to E reporting just underneath that subject result, like PACE results, which the parents still like to see those, and that's really why we're continuing to have them. But yeah, because we need to have the A to E, if we could, perhaps if we could, look at making that section bigger and having that other information. So where would we put, like the teachers would have to input that somewhere for that to show up then, like a comment?
They would be putting that, so all their page results would be getting entered through the ad hoc screen.
Yes.
But through the other results, through your other subjects, they get entered through this enter results. And so the idea with this is that they come into this screen, they will select their, or the year and the period. So that's 2014 and semester 1. They would then select their name from this drop-down list. We don't have anything in there at the moment.
Yeah.
It would then show all the classes that they teach. Actually, it looks like something has been done here, a bit of a sample.
Yeah, I was trying to do one.
Select a class, it will show the students in that class. They select the student, and then they would, obviously these aren't the correct criteria. You might have some different criteria in here, and you'd have the A to E drop down over on the side here.
Okay.
So for any criteria, they'll just fill it in here, and that's what their comment up in this comment box.
Okay.
So fill it all in through here, and then they'll get merged onto the template.
Okay. Oh, that sounds great. Yeah. Very good.
Yep.
Okay. So we've got a bit of work to do here, but
probably one of the key things that I try and do. Obviously, you've got quite a bit of setup in School Pro 2, but the sooner you can sort of finalise how you want the report to be laid out, that gives us clues as to how this setup should be done.
Yes.
So the sooner you can sort of finalise that part of it, the easier it will be to go in here and just make sure all the setup has been done correctly.
That's right. Okay. And in the meantime, I can get a couple of other staff to help me doing the actual PACE ordering and everything.
So you could get someone else to be coming in here and go through
and that'll get it done quicker.
And working on all those ordering, so get
that's right.
And
getting the students into the classes.
Construction record, because we created all those.
Okay.
So they'll all be there. So it's just about going through and putting that column order there.
And they would be able to put the students in the right subjects as well.
Yeah,
So
yep,
they
yep.
could
So
get
just
that.
remember though that you are only doing that with the header subject. So you don't need to do
Oh,
that
that's
with
right.
the individual page booklet.
Okay. Yes.
You're just going through
For the year
the
levels.
header one. Just like that's come up. So go to the yeah, so you'd be creating a class in there. So for One English, you would create a class in here by just going add. It's going to be for 2014, so put in 2014. The class is just going to be, usually it's just the same subject.
Okay.
If you've only got the one class in a subject, then it's just the same. If you do have two classes in a subject, so an A and a B or something, then you put the code in, so you put the A in there.
Okay.
And that way when you click on the name one, it will make it One English A.
Right.
So then you'd add another one, and it'll be One English B. And this is where you also assign the teacher to it. So you can assign the teacher in
Okay.
there. You can go through and add the students in here. So you can go to students one once you've got a class and add students in. I would be doing it that way because there is a much quicker way to do it. Do you only have the sort of single stream?
Well, with our distance ed, we have teachers who teach families rather than like all across one grade level. So we would have multiple teachers doing One English, for example. So,
yeah. So what I would tend to do for that is you may, for the code, for the teachers additional, so you break it up and you have one class for each of the teachers.
Okay, yeah.
And then you'll have the teacher assigned to that class. So yeah, in that case you probably would be better off using that code.
Yes.
And the code will then go after the name as well. So put in a class for each of those teachers and then you just put the students into those classes.
Yeah.
But I would go through and add all the classes first. And then once you've done that, if you let us know once you've done that, we can take you through this bulk maintain because there is ways of going through and just saying, okay, let's add all of the students from a certain year level all into the one class. So you can, or you could say all of our year one students who belong to a certain teacher or in a certain region, copy them to all of the regions. So you might have the One English region A, one maths region A, one science region A, and so on. So you can do bulk copies of students through this form, which can speed things up a bit.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds good.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, good to go on there.
Yeah. No, that's okay. No, that's all good. Yeah. So we'll work at getting that done in the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
And yeah, hopefully we'll be good to get some data entered in the next term.
Yeah, because we could start moving that report as possible. Through the way we expect.
All right, and I'll talk to Floyd and Matthew about the other non-PACE subjects and how they want to include those.
Yeah.
And we can get a mock-up to you.
Yeah, other schools we've got, the way they tend to do it is, they may just have a section for all the PACE subjects, so they may come on the first page, and then as you say, the non-PACE ones then come on the second page and have a different layout to the first page.
Okay. All right. Oh, that sounds good. Okay. Well, thanks very much for your time, Phil. That's been very helpful.
That's great. No worries. I'll disconnect and leave you with it.
Okay. Have a nice weekend.
Yep, you too.
Bye.